Arsenal are clear. It's the day after. It's been nearly 24 hours since the game was played. And all I can say is Arsenal are so clear of Tottenham and every other team in the league other than Liverpool. Imagine turning up to your rival's ground without Declan Rice, without Odegaard, with a team that knew the game plan and got it absolutely spot on. That is the sign of a well-drilled team who are all on the same page, together, have unity, and know what their job is. And they executed it to absolute perfection. Meanwhile, this football club right here, are an absolute mess. An absolute mess. If you could do me something, because I'm still absolutely furious, if you could drop a like on the video, that would be absolutely glorious. Because genuinely, I am very, very, very on the edge of just so disconnected with the football club right now. I'm officially Ange Postecoglou out. I've said it. But I want to talk about the game in a little bit more detail. I'm not necessarily as mad, and there probably won't be a rant on this video. I do apologize for yesterday's rant because it was just, I was so mad. But Tottenham against Arsenal, we lost 1-0. And I'm going to be brutally honest. The team we played, I don't think that offensively, from a Arsenal perspective, looking at the way Arsenal played, I don't think we gave them too many chances. I don't remember Bukayo Saka having that many clear-cut chances. I don't remember Kai Havertz having clear-cut chances. Martinelli maybe had a couple. But on the match stats, we had 15 shots, Arsenal had 7. We had 5 shots on target, Arsenal had 4. We had more possession. We had more pass accuracy. We had more passes. We had more corners. We beat them in every single metric other than the most important one. And that was the score. This Arsenal team have turned up under Arteta and beat Ange twice. And they beat us the year before. They've won the first time they've won 3 times in a row since 1987. And without their captain, without Declan Rice. And Arsenal stuck to their game plan and they got it spot on. What a back four they have really got. They were so happy for us to have the ball. They were so happy for us to play in wide areas. Tottenham could have played that game 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. We were never scoring. And the only reason we scored last season was because they gave away a penalty and David Raya made a mistake. It wasn't due to Tottenham's quality. If you look at the game where we beat them 3-0, where we finished in the top 4, that was because we had Harry Kane and Son firing on all cylinders. And that was from quality. We punished them. We made them pay. We showed fight. We showed determination. We played for the badge. No one played for the badge yesterday. The only 2 players that can come off that pitch in that defeat against Arsenal with their head held high is Mickey van der Ven, and I'm going to say it, Dominic Solanke. He is coming into an environment where we've got an attacking manager, yet we don't score goals. We neglect defending. We do not score from set pieces. We don't ever defend corners well. And I feel desperately sorry for him. His hold-up play was good. He was putting it out into the wide areas. But we don't create chances for him. Son yesterday. I don't remember Son having clear-cut chances. Kulusevski had a brilliant chance in the first half. David Raya makes a great save. But other than that, Brennan Johnson. £50 million on Brennan Johnson. He got the better of Timber twice out of about 8 times. Finally gets past him, puts a shot straight over the bar. That probably ended up in the Emirates Stadium. And the other one was fired straight at Gabriel. Arsenal, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to keep saying this until people acknowledge what I'm saying. They don't have to be at their best now to comfortably beat us. Gabriel, 15 Premier League goals. And I think 12 of them are from his head. Bang, header, 1-0. Game over. As soon as they scored, I said on the watch long, game over. Game over. Finito. Done. Dusted. 3 points. See you later. We were never, ever going to come back as soon as Arsenal scored. And we would have only scored if it was from a deflection or it was from a penalty. We're an attacking team, yet we don't score goals. And I've put a number of tweets out this morning. I want to bring them up. Make sure you get over to the socials and follow. Henry Talks Football. Make sure you get over to the TikTok and follow. And make sure you are liking the video. Look at these players. No one can blame these players anymore. No one can come out and blame Ryan Sessegnon, Dyer, Højbjerg, Lo Celso, Royal, Skip, Hill, Winks, Tanganga, Solomon. No one can blame these scapegoats anymore because they're not here. And yet we look worse. Worst start to our Premier League season since 2015. 2015. Serious conversations need to be had about James Maddison. This system does not suit him. Look how deep he has to go to get on the ball. Our fullbacks have had higher positions. I've been saying this for months. I've had higher positions. So he has to drop deep. That's on Ange. You've got to get the most out of your resources. Arsenal win yesterday without their two best players from an attacking standpoint. Look at the difference between Gabriel and Saliba and Romero and Van de Ven. Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's best player yesterday, their star boy. Your doggy kept him quiet. He did his job. The stats are not backing Ange Postecoglou. They're not backing him up. Look at this. Tottenham have collected just 44 points from our last 32 games. 44 points from a possible 96. That's a win percentage of 45%. We haven't beaten a Big Six club since September of last year, and that was a game where VAR did Liverpool dirty. We haven't beaten a top 10 side since March. And that was Aston Villa. The only other top 10 side we've beaten in that time was Newcastle, and that was in December. So you're telling me in 10 months we've only beaten two top 10 sides. It's all well and good beating Bournemouth, beating Wolves, beating Sheffield United, beating Burnley, beating Everton, who are absolutely in the pits right now and the bottom of the league. Look at how many teams in the league are actually below us that are not relegation candidates. The only team is West Ham. And West Ham have just brought a new manager in and are trying to implement a new style. We're a year under this manager. People can keep comparing him to Mikel Arteta. Look what Mikel Arteta walked into, an absolute car crash. We spent £400 million and we are no better. And you can't blame this on Daniel Levy as much. There is still an element of blame on him. But Ange Postecoglou has come out a number of times. I'm already ranting. I didn't want to rant, but I am now ranting. Ange Postecoglou come out a number of times and said, I will not sign a player through the door, right, without the approval. Look at the players below us. Leicester, relegation candidate. Crystal Palace have had their team decimated and half of it's gone. Ipswich, relegation candidate. Everton, relegation candidate. Southampton, relegation candidate. And Wolves have been shocking. We're 13th. Won one of our 4 games. Fulham, Bournemouth, Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Brighton should not be above Tottenham. No disrespect to those clubs, but they shouldn't. Because we're a bigger football club. You look at the fixtures we've got coming up, it is not looking good, bruv. I'm going to be live for the Coventry game, watch along. Then after that, Brentford. And the blueprint out there is how to beat Tottenham, sit back and counter. And when you've got Buemo and Wisa, who are absolutely in the form of their lives right now, easy money. Brighton will destroy us. Brighton will score 3 or 4 goals past us, like they did last season. Man United right now, we've won 3 times at Old Trafford. We're going to get steamrolled by Man United. Karabag, Furna Chavos, I think will win. Coventry, I am not confident one bit. There is absolutely zero togetherness in this football club. And then Ange Postecoglou comes out after the game and says, I always win a trophy in my second season. I can tell you categorically right now, Tottenham aren't winning anything if we play like this. We've got an attacking manager, yet we don't score goals. We're leaking goals. We've kept 4 clean sheets in 34 games. The record is absolutely diabolical. And no one is saying anything. If this was Conte, if this was Jose, if this was Stellini, we would be gunning for his head. But because it's Ange, it's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are. The facts don't lie. The numbers are there. There is a significant amount of evidence that this guy is out of his depth. This guy is not a class manager. This guy is a reason why he's never managed in the top 5 leagues. No disrespect, but there is a reason. We're all over the place. All over the place. And it's not going to change anytime soon. It's not. 3 defeats in a row is unacceptable. It's your biggest rival. They didn't beat us when they had that invincible side with Henry, with Vieira, with Perez, with absolute world-class talent all over the pitch. They didn't beat us then. And they've just steamrolled us after we spent £400 million. We look no better than last season. That is a fact. We look no better. And I apologize again for ranting because I don't want this channel to just turn into me losing my mind every single week. But we're not any better than we were last season. And with all that being said, he has to go. He has to go. If we lose to Coventry Wednesday night, that will be the nail in the coffin. That will be the nail in the coffin. Because we genuinely have not got a clue. There's no, like, Ange Ball. Someone tell me what Ange Ball is. I said this last night and I'll say it again. Somebody tell me what Ange Ball actually is. What is that? Losing football matches and not scoring goals? Because we are an absolute mess. Look at this. This is Ange Postecoglou's wins. Burnley, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Luton, Everton, Palace, Forest, Brentford, Fulham. The only top 10 sides we've won is 5 games. Man United, Liverpool, Brighton, Villa, Newcastle. Look at the win rate. Look at the win rate. Look at the win rate. If that was any of those managers, if that was Poch, Conte or Mourinho, we would be gunning for his head. We'd want his head on a spear. But because it's not, and he says, mate, and we somewhat play possession-based football, it's a different sort of energy. I said this earlier. I put this tweet out earlier. At 8 o'clock this morning about the season. What would you rate it out of 10? Anyone who says anything above a 3 is absolutely clapped. 1-1 against Leicester, we were the better team, more chances, but do not take our chances. Beat a relegation side, Everton, which we should. Lose to Newcastle, lose to Arsenal. It's not good enough. Nothing's going to change. And when Van der Ven's hamstring goes, because it will go, mark my words, his hamstring will go. There goes that recovery pace. It's just, it is absolutely so frustrating, so jarring, because you can see that with a couple of changes, you would implement 2 or 3 things that would literally drastically change Tottenham. But that won't happen. That will not happen anytime soon. I can assure you of that. That will not happen. And we've got tough games coming up. Brentford, Europa League starts, League Cup campaign starts, and I can't see us winning. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like.